Hello and welcome to the 4castplus quick intro video series. This installment having a focus on procurement expediting. So to get started, I've logged into 4castplus and I've gone to the Projects tab, which takes me first to the Project Manager's dashboard, where I can select from many built-in or user-designed reports and charts to show, and further arrange them on my dashboard to my liking. From here, I'm going to open up the project tree and navigate to the Renewables folder. And from here, I'll open up the Facilities program and click on the Gateway 99 project to open it. This opens up to a project dashboard, which once again, I can customize by adding any number of dashboard charts and reports according to my preferences. I also have a project metrics area in the middle showing summary information on project budget, project actuals, along with productivity metrics with key performance indicators on the health of my project. Included in here is the total of purchase order commitments, actual cost to date, accruals balance, and percent complete of the project. So a project is laid out using the various sub-tabs across the top here, starting with the work breakdown structure. Like most project-oriented systems, 4castplus enables you to plan your project using a hierarchical structure of work to be completed on a schedule, along with a coinciding cost breakdown structure representing the hierarchy of cost codes holding the more granular budgetary segments of the project. Now for this video, I'm going to be following the details of this particular work package in the procurement phase called Steel Materials Procurement. Starting from here in the WBS, I'm going to make my way to the procurement sub-area of the project so that I can show you the purchase order, materials items, expediting, receiving, and invoicing that are all associated to this work package, and how they all tie together in a seamless process flow. First, however, let's take a quick look in the progressing area to see some of the key metrics about this work package. As you can see here, it had a baseline budget of almost $88,000 and, as a result of a change order, a current budget of over $99,000. These budgets are created using the built-in 4castplus estimating system, which allows you to specify all the labor, equipment, materials, and other expenses for each item and change order. It also has over $82,000 of actual cost, which is a result of recording the steel materials that have been received. Entering purchase order receipts will recognize cost on the project and generate an accrual. The accrual is then negated once the vendor invoice has been matched and approved. This column here is showing that almost $97,000 of this $99,000 budget has been committed onto one or more purchase orders. So let's go have a look at those purchase orders. I'll open up the procurement submodule, which opens to another dashboard specific to the procurement activities of this project. I'll go directly over to the purchase orders tab, where you'll see a list of purchase orders and subcontracts for this project. I happen to know that this particular PO, number 128, issued to Cameron Steel, is where these steel materials have been placed for purchase. You can see that the PO has been committed and approved, and over $104,000 worth of the steel items have been received and therefore incurred. And of that, just over $49,000 has been invoiced, leaving an accrual of just over $55,000. The expediter on this PO is Terra Kovacs. I'll click on it to view the details down below. As you can see down in the subtable here, this is a list of the steel material items that have been added to this purchase order. This column shows me that some of these materials were awarded as part of a request for quote process, also called a request for inquiry process. And this column indicates which work package the items are associated to. As you can see, most of these come from the steel materials procurement package we're following. This column over here shows me that these items are flagged for expediting, along with the level of expediting for each. We'll see this again when I move over to the Expediting module in a minute. Now, before I go any further, let's take a moment to look at the diagram showing the overall procurement process flow. Now, to start with, everything in 4castplus procurement starts with a purchase requisition. This is effectively a list of items that need to be purchased or subcontracted. It can be imported into the system from an Excel file, or synchronized with the project budget, or created using the costing databases built into 4castplus. From the requisition, you can optionally go through a tendering phase by creating a request for proposal or quote, also known as a requisition for inquiry, as mentioned earlier. You can take advantage of the vendor portal to help manage the communication and document exchange of the bidding process. From there, purchase orders and subcontracts can be created and, once ready, can be submitted through a multi-stage approval workflow, after which they will be committed and issued. Contract changes or updates can be made anytime during this process. After a purchase order is committed and issued to the vendor, it can be formally revised to reflect any post-commitment changes. Now, once the PO is committed, it can go through an optional expediting process where expediters can track key milestones to ensure the successful and timely delivery of materials and equipment. Any delivered items can be recorded in the receiving module, which will recognize cost and raise an accrual. Then, once the vendor sends an invoice for the shipped items, it can be matched and approved in the invoice matching module. Okay, I'll go back into the software now. Going across the top of the procurement submodule, you can see the modular areas here as were shown in the diagram, starting with the purchase requisition, then the RFQ or RFE, purchase orders, expediting, and then the receiving module. I'll open the Expediting module now. You can see here I've filtered the list of purchase orders in this top grid by selecting the date range, along with selecting Terra as the expediter. And that leaves me with these two POs to be expedited. I'll click on the PO 128 we've been following, and that will show the list of steel items below that are related to this PO. This bottom grid has a configurable list of milestone dates for expediters to use in monitoring the various events that need to occur for a successful delivery. Expediting is typically used for long lead items that need to be, for example, designed, fabricated, shipped, and delivered. Expediters can customize the list of milestones that need to be tracked throughout this process to ensure items remain on schedule and delivered in good order. These key date milestones can be split into scheduled, forecasted, and then actual for when the milestone is completed. Some actual columns can be automatically populated, for example, when items are received through the receiving module. Again, the columns in this grid are fully customizable by each expediter. They can use any number of data fields, and each data field can be set to be a date, numeric field, currency, text fields, checkboxes, drop-down lists, etc. You can choose from the fields that are provided out of the box within 4castplus, or you can also add your own custom fields as needed. The expediting area has many reports you can choose from, and you can also design your own reports. In those reports, you can include any data elements, level of detail, and desired formatting. Over here in the companion timeline module, this is designed to provide a critical path view of all items currently being expedited and their milestone dates within the selected date range. It gives the expediter a heads up on milestones that are either past due or coming due in the next 5, 10, or more days. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful. Thank you for watching.